Welcome to Functional Fitness. So today you'll just need your own self, a mat, and a water bottle. We're going to try a little bit of a different format today. So it's going to be 20 seconds of work at a harder or higher intensity, followed by 30 seconds back to back at a lower intensity, and then we get a 20-second rest. So 20 hard, 30 easier, and then 20 rest. So we'll practice that with our warm-up so you kind of get an idea of what that looks like. All right, so go ahead. For our first exercise, so remember it's a little different. Our first exercise is actually the harder exercise. So we're just going to bring it to a really light jog for the first 20 seconds. Swing the arms, it's nice and easy. And then for the 30 seconds, we're going to lift the knee for a high knee march. Welcome, everyone. Functional Fitness today. We're doing a new format that's 20 seconds hard, 30 seconds moderate, 20 seconds rest. We're just starting our warm-up. We're in the first minute. Whew. So, yeah, that was 50 seconds total of work. Now we get to rest for about 20 before going on to our next move. So the first 20 will be a little bit more intense, followed by moderate. And the next move we're going to go into is going to be a butt kick. So you can keep it low impact, or you can actually jog and try to kick those heels up to your butt. You can jog or kick it a little bit slower. Kicking the heels back behind you, pumping the arms. And in the next segment, we're going to do a hamstring reach with the heel. Reaching through the heel. And take a quick break. I realize I need to alter something on my timer really quickly, so feel free to tap out the feet. All right, next move, we're going to step back and then twist the same direction as the foot that steps back. So the step back, twist, and then back and twist. And now we're going to bring it to more of a lunge and twist. Same idea, but stepping back deeper in that leg and rotating. To really stretch it out. So take your time here. We're still in warm-up mode. And if the lunge is too intense, you can also just keep it with the step back. All right, take a break. So that was round one of our warm-up. We're going to repeat the same moves to get another round of warm-up in. I changed it a little bit because the timer didn't let me do 3 intervals. So it'll be 30 hard, 30 moderate, 30 rest. You get a little bit longer rest. So you can definitely go pretty hard in the main set. So we're going to start back with a jog, so just nice and light on the feet, kind of bouncing from foot to foot, pumping the arms. If you want to keep it lower impact, you can just do a little march close to the ground. So a little march or just a jog for 30 seconds. And then we're going to bring it to a knee lift. All right, now we're gonna accentuate the knee lift, working through the core, big swing in the arms, lifting as high as we can. And remember, we can work pretty hard here because we get 30 whole seconds of rest to follow. Well done, take a break. Since our break is 30 seconds, if it feels long to you, you can kind of sidestep or do a little jog in between if you want to. Definitely sip your water. The next move we have is going to be a butt kick. So you can do it fast-paced or slow-paced, depending on the level of impact. So get ready. All right, we're going to kick our heels back and up, or you can keep it low impact. But instead of just a jog, we're really lifting the heel up and back behind us, working at our speed, fast or slow. Being light on the balls of our feet. And then a heel reach. So stepping out with the heel, sweeping down, alternating legs, stretching out the back of our legs, our hamstrings, our low back. Nice big steps. Now that we're getting a little bit more warm, maybe we can go a little deeper in these hamstring reaches. All right, 30 seconds. So remember, you can do a little active recovery here. If you want to tap or move or just recover completely, you can. As we move through the workout, of course, we'll appreciate the rest more. So our next move is going to be a step back with a twist towards the same leg that steps back. So we're not lunging quite yet. We're just going to step, twist, and then alternate sides. So really rotating our core around. This time, let's focus on how much we can rotate our core as if you're going to look behind you, but you're leading the movement with your abdominal muscles. So work on that range of motion. Pay attention if you feel a little bit more tight on one side. Okay, now we're going to bring it to a full lunge back and twist. So still twisting to the same side as the leg that lunges back. But if the lunge is too much, you can keep it to a step. Really feel your hip flexors stretch out here in the front of your leg. All right, so we're done with our warm-up. Make sure you use this opportunity to grab some water. We're going to head into our main set. So today we have a lot of core work and some cardio. Same format, so we have plenty of rest, so you can really push hard during the minute of work. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the first exercise. It's a plank walkout. So you walk out on the hands, then walk back and stand up. So that's our go. So walk out on the hands, walk back up and stand. And you can pace yourself. You can pick it up. You can go slow. Protect your back. Try not to arch your back. Try to walk out to a nice flat plank back. And on this beat, we're just going to hold a high plank. If your wrists bother you, you can go down to a low plank on the forearm. Otherwise, this next 30 seconds, we're just going for a hold. So again, this is round one. This is our learning round. So watch as long as you need to, and then get into position. So here my elbows are just ever so slightly bent, trying to keep my back flat. And then that's our rest. We'll come back to that eventually. So now you can see we're starting to appreciate the longer rests a little bit more. We're going to go into a leg movement next. So while you recover, I'm going to demonstrate that. The first 30 seconds, feet are wide, toes out. First 30 seconds, we're going to pull. The second 30 seconds, we're going to hold. We're going to try to hold that squat as low as possible. All right, here comes our pulse. So first 30 seconds, stay down and back in the heels, pulsing the legs. Pretend that your toes are lifted up by invisible strings, keeping the weight back, working through this pulse. Deep breaths, just a few more seconds. All right, here comes the fun part. We're gonna try to hold. So now I'm not pulsing, I'm just trying to hold my squat. So whatever depth or range of motion you have, we're in our squat position, and we're just holding. Definitely feeling the burn in our thighs, legs on fire. 10 more seconds. Deep breath. Breathe through that discomfort. You're making positive change. Whew, and come on out. Shake it out. So now we're coming to appreciate that longer break. Shake out the legs. Try not to sit down during the rest breaks. Try to keep moving lightly, keep the blood flowing. So the next exercise we have is going to be a jumping jack. You can do the high impact version, or you can do the modified power jack version. So if you're doing the full version, land lightly on the balls of your feet. Fingertips touch each other overhead. The arms and legs out, arms and legs in at the same time. If it's too much impact, definitely bring it to the single side version. All right, from here we're going to get low, almost like a side squat. And we're going to reach side to side, up and over. So if you were already doing this version, try to squat down lower and try to make the move a little bit more powerful. Almost there, stay with it. Recover. Good work. So now we're going to go back to a move that we saw in our warm-up. We're going to start though with a slow motion version for everybody. So lifting that heel back, trying to kick our own butt. We're all going to start with the slower version, working on range of motion. And then for the second 30 seconds, we can bring it up to a jog pace or just a power pace. All right, so first 30 seconds. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Pump those arms. Keep the core engaged. So imagine your core working hard through this movement. Nice strong kick. If this hurts your knees, you can do the high knee version instead. Okay, and from here, if you want the impact, you can bring it to a jog or just bring it to a power butt kick. You choose your impact. So same thing, trying to reach the heels back behind me for this next 30 seconds. Good work. All right, next one will also look somewhat familiar. We're going to start with a high march. So everyone's going to start at a moderate pace. Goal is drawing the knee up as high as possible. And then we'll do a low power march. You'll see what that looks like in a second. Deep breath. All right. Bring that knee up as high as you can. Pumping the arms, opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, visualize your core muscles, drawing that knee up, almost like a standing bicycle crunch. From here, we're going to go into a low march step, which you'll see here in a second. So 2 forward, 2 back, staying low. And you can go for a little speed here. So I'm kind of crouching down, knees bent, 2 steps forward, for each leg, 1, 2, 1, 2. Front and back. Working on a little agility. Well done. So now we're going to go back into a core movement. We're going to start either high or low. Try to start high up on the palms unless your wrists bother you. You can start low. And for the first 30 seconds, we'll be in a plank position doing alternate arm reaches out in front of us. So we have a few seconds to get set up. After the reaches, we're going to hold a low plank on the forearm. All right, so this is our high plank. Reach forward. 1 arm at a time. Up in front of you. Not too high, just enough to make the arm that stays on the ground engage. Pressing through the heel of the hand. Find your pace. And from here, we have a low plank on the forearms. Trying to hold for 30 seconds. Take a break if you need to. You can rest on the knees. And you can even hold the plank from the knees. So head your knees with the mat. And you can lower down. We have 10 more seconds. Try to breathe. You should be shaking. Okay, everybody grab some water, especially if you haven't been. Time to get into some lateral movements, which means moving side to side, which is good for our coordination and our brain. So the first 30 seconds, we're going to do a side squat. So we're going to start with feet together. And we're going to alternate direction. My arms come out in front to help counterbalance. So we've seen this movement before. You get a miniature break at the top. And from here, we're going to go into a skater, which is bounding side to side, or you can step from side to side. So from here, you can either hop or you can just step, and we're going for distance, seeing how far we can go side to side, stepping or hopping. Landing light on the balls of your foot. Good work. Catch your breath here. Definitely getting our cardio in today. Getting our heart rates up. From here, we're going to do a little bit of upper body work standing. So our first 30 seconds will be a straight punch. So feet wide, knees bent, giving us a strong base. So this first 30 seconds, let's go for a little bit of speed. So just straight forward. As soon as one arm pulls back, the other arm shoots out. Working our speed this first 30 seconds. Halfway, you can go a little faster. Ready position, weights back in the heels, wide stance. From here, We're going to slow it down and go for an outer hook. And kind of step the feet with it. So out and around, out and around. So you're circling around, slowing down the pace, engaging that bicep and shoulder muscle. Feet can stay still, but you can also do a little step with it like I'm doing, if that feels better. Out and around. So this time instead of speed, we're going for range of motion, like curling around in that punch. Good work. Take that off. We're going to work the core a little bit more from a standing position. So again, this movement should look familiar. We're going to reach up high overhead, and we're going to clap underneath our leg. So that's going to look a little bit different for everybody, depending on how high you can get that knee. And then the second 30 seconds will be a double march per side. You'll see what that looks like. So reach up, and we're clapping underneath. So think of this as a standing crunch more than anything. Engaging your core muscles, crunching forward, drawing that belly button in, and then standing up tall with our reach overhead. So you find your pace here that's going to challenge you. All right, and then from here it's 2 per side, and you can kind of bring that knee out to the side instead of straight forward if you want to stretch the hips a little bit. So kind of an angled knee, doubled. Again, find your pace, find your rhythm, 2 per side. Well done. Okay, so we're going to start this next one with a movement we saw earlier. So you're going to start either in that lateral bound movement, or if you want to keep it low impact, we're going to start with that step side to side. So either a step or a hop. Still have a few seconds, deep belly breath. So step or hop, and go. So again, we're going for distance. How far can we get in the step or hop from side to side? Use your arms for balance. Again, working our lateral movements. Really good for our coordination, our balance. So that leg that's taking the landing stays slightly bent. And then from here, we're going to do an alternating leg lift. So you might need to grab something for balance. If not, hands on the hips is a good position. And just lifting that leg up side to side, tick-tock. So you'll feel that abductor, that's our outer thigh muscle and glute, doing all the work. Awesome job. Grab that water if you need it. You have plenty of time. You can also tap the feet out to recover, or just rest. Anything but sitting for your rest. So the next 30 seconds, we're going to bring the feet wide, shoulders back. It's going to be a squat touchdown. You don't have to literally touch the ground if your depth isn't there yet. But if you can, my fingertips are just grazing the floor before I push back up. But I'd rather you master your squat than just lean forward and reach with the arms. Make sure your legs are doing the work, that you're not leaning forward. From here, we're going to go into a low duck walk. So each foot steps forward, each foot steps back. My toes are angled slightly outward. And staying low, thighs are burning, and glutes are burning. You should look a little bit silly here. Very effective. Whew. Good work. All right, we're gonna come back to our mat. We have push-ups. So for the first 30 seconds, you can stay on the toes or you can modify by staying on the knees. If you're on your knees, make sure your hips aren't up. You want your hips down. And it'll just be a regular push-up for 30 seconds. And then the next 30 seconds will be a push-up into a Superman. So knees or toes, regular push-up. Just pace yourself. Ten more seconds. And from here, you can rest the body. Arms shoot out, arms and legs lift together. And then I'm pushing back up. Arms shoot out, arms and legs lift together. Push back up. Again, you can do this from the knees. If you want to push back up to the knees. But my whole body's resting on the floor. Lifting my legs and arms together slightly. Then pressing back up. Whew, good work. Slowly come back to your feet. Take your time. Make sure you find your equilibrium. Take some deep breaths. We're going to work our calves next. So the first 30 seconds, toes are pointed forward or maybe slightly out. And we're just going to do a double toe raise for the first 30. So double toe raise. Toes forward or slightly pointed outwards. See how many reps you can get. They'll start to burn here in a second. And from here, we're going to alternate side to side and challenge our balance a little bit. A few more seconds. So here you can use your arms to help you stay balanced. And I'm just doing a toe raise on one side and the other. I'm really starting to feel it now. We'll stretch our calves when we're all done today. Use the arms to help balance. A few more seconds. All right, this next one is a cardio move. So we have a scissor jog. So the higher impact version looks like that. The lower impact version is just an alternating step back. So you can pick what feels more appropriate for you. So you can either scissor or step. We still have a few seconds. Deep breath. So if you're scissoring, one leg shoots forward. If you're stepping, legs are just alternating back. Again, landing nice and light. Pumping the arms. Really getting our heart rates up with this one. Ten more seconds. Nice and light. Okay, and then from here, it's a step back with an arm raise. So same arm, same leg. Right foot, right arm. Left foot, left arm. Heart's beating hard now. Whew. Challenging our balance. Good work. So that completes round one. So we're more than halfway through this workout because we already did the warm-up. So we're going to try to get through this main set one more time. And now we're a little bit more familiar with the moves. If you need to modify this round by keeping it lower impact or by doing push-ups, planks on your knees, definitely do so. Our first move is the plank walkout. So we're at the end of our mat. Knees bent. We're going to walk out on the hands to a flat back and use our hands to walk back up and stand. If the plank is too much for the walkout, you can crouch down, stand back up. You don't have to walk out on the arms if that hurts. And from here, we're holding a plank. So I'm going to try to hold this high plank on my palms. If your wrists are giving you issues, you can hold a low plank on your forearms. And you can always modify. So for everybody, you can always go down to the knees, make sure the mat's under your knees, and hold the plank from there. This will definitely make you start to shake a little, completely normal. Work, make sure you grab some water and stay hydrated. This next one's that really hard one for our legs, where we do 30 seconds of pull, followed by 30 seconds of a squat hold. You know how brutal this one can be. Pace yourself, but anytime you need to stand up and take a break, you can do so. So get ready. We're going to pull, arms out front to help balance us, pacing ourselves for this minute. Like I said, we're coming to appreciate that long break more and more as we come through this workout together. So 10 more seconds of pulse at your depth, at your range. Weight back in the heels. And then stop, and this part might be even harder. We're just going to try to hold still. So remember, if you need to come up and take a break for any reason, you can. Otherwise, we're just going to try to tough it out. Halfway, 15 more seconds. We can do this. Definitely one of the harder moves today. Breathe, breathe. 5 seconds. And, might get a little head rush after that. Completely normal. Shake out your legs. Take some deep breaths. That's a really powerful movement. Take your time. So the next movement, you can either start in a split jack, or if you're comfortable with the impact, you can do a full jumping jack. So that's our go. Arms and legs pop out together. And remember, you can stick with the lower impact version. You're still getting a great workout, but protecting your joints. This full version gets our heart rates a little higher. Three more seconds. Now everybody goes to a split jack, but if you are already doing this, go a little lower, reach a little higher, put some power behind it, almost like a squat. Maybe pushing the pace a bit. Nice power jack here. Good work. Take your time to recover. Try not to sit. Try to keep your body upright. If you're really winded, you can bring your arms up and over. Open up your lungs to catch your breath. Next movement, we have the butt kick. So that's where we try to reach the heel back behind us. If this bothers your knee, you can opt for a march instead. The goal is to kick that heel all the way back. And from here, you can go into a power butt kick or a jogging butt kick. You can choose your level for this one. So from here, You can go a little lower, a little faster, or you can do a full jog type motion. Make sure nothing's hurting in a bad way here. Yes, fatigue. Yes, you're getting tired, but if the impact hurts your joints, opt for the lower impact. Landing lightly on the balls of your feet, pumping your arms, and rest. Whew. Heart rate's up again. Definitely getting some calories burned this morning, increasing our cardiovascular fitness. The next movement, like in the warm-up, we're going to march, getting our knees up as high as we can. Think of it as a crunch from a standing position, like the bicycle crunch that we sometimes do on the floor. All right, that's our go. Lift that knee. Invisible strings are pulling your knee up to the ceiling. Using your arms, you can really exaggerate the arms here too. Using our arms helps us balance. It helps us burn more calories too. From here, we're going to go into our low march step. So each foot steps out, each foot steps back. So this one, we're not really getting as low. We're going a little bit more for speed. So it's not like our duck walk where we're low and crouched down. Our knees are bent. We're trying to get a little bit of speed going. Few more seconds. All right, we're coming down for another plank. So grab some water. First movement will be either high or low plank with an alternating reach. And then the second part will be a plank on the forearms. Again, you can do these from your knees. Make sure you have the mat underneath your knees. So we're going to set up in plank position and go, and we're reaching one arm at a time. Halfway, pace yourself. 10 seconds. All right, and then low plank hold. Knees or toes. Take a break if you need it. 30 seconds is a long time. Try to breathe. And shaking is normal. Halfway. Breathe through it. 5 seconds. Whew, you did it. Great job. That one's really, really tough. Slowly come back to your feet. Take your time getting up. Make sure you catch your breath. Remember, try to keep moving even if it's really gentle. Try not to stay seated. We're going to go into our lateral or side-to-side squats. So starting with our feet together. So we're going to squat one side, then the other. Weight back in the heels. Arms coming forward to counterbalance that squat position. And you find your pace. You don't have to go as fast as I am, or maybe you're going a little faster. It all depends on your height, your depth of your squat. And then from here, we're doing that side step or hop. So if you want to keep it low impact, you're stepping, or you can really go for that lateral bound. This is also called a skater. Going for distance more than speed. So how far can you go? Side to side. The floor is lava. You got it. And rest. Great work on those. Deep breaths all the way into your belly. Try to stay on your feet. Next, we have our punches. So for this one, we're just going to give ourselves a nice wide base. Fast punches. Then we're going to follow up with those outer hooks, going for range. So the first 30 seconds, this will be more of a speed focus. How fast can you punch straight forward? So just one arm pops out, pull it back. Halfway, go a little faster. All right, and then one arm at a time. You can step or stay stationary. I find it a little bit easier to step. We're bringing that arm out and around, working more of our bicep and our pectoral muscles. And this one we're going more for a stretch, a range of motion. And again, it might look a little silly, but we're really engaging those upper body muscles with our own body weight. Get a couple more. All right, rest break. Next one, we have a type of core exercise, also cardio and balance. It's our under the knee claps. So if you really want to reach your arms as high as possible over your head, then clap under your leg. Moving side to side. Yeah, still a little time. You need to grab water. All right, so stretch up high, and you're going to try to clap. So think of this one as a core movement, really drawing in your abdominals, pulling your belly button in and up, driving from the core. If you have a strong core, everything else follows, and we can prevent a lot of injuries. From here, we're going to go into that double march, and you can kind of angle that knee out if that feels good to stretch the hip. You can also do straight forward, whatever feels good for you. Kind of stretch out my hips a little bit so you can really go for that angle. 2 per side. Find your rhythm. Use those arms. Take that break. Well deserved. We're getting closer. Well more than halfway through the second round. So we're going back to that skeeter or side step. This time, let's go for a little bit more speed. So instead of going for as much distance, you can either fast step or fast hop. From there, we're going to go into our chip-chop leg lift. So this time, focus step or hop, side to side for speed, one for fast, or then we're going for distance. So as soon as that foot lands in your step or hop, you come right back off it, using your arms, landing lightly, a little touchdown. Get a few more in here. All right, and then hands on hips, or you can grab a chair or a wall for balance. Side leg lift, working your abductor muscles, the outer thigh and gluteal muscles. Try to make your tic-tac somewhat even. So your core here too, if you have your hands on your hips, everything's working together. Whew, good work. We have a lower body one coming up next. So this is where we have our feet wide. You can angle the toes out a little bit to protect your knee. Down, but remember, I'd rather have you not touch down and keep good form than lean forward for the touchdown. So we're sitting back, head held high, fingertips low, and we're going to go for just straight squats. So here we go. Remember, you don't have to touch, but that is kind of the intention, is if you could touch, you're squatting low enough that your fingertips graze the ground. Again, don't lean forward. Everyone has a different range, and that's okay. From here, we have our duck walk, where we stay low and step forward and back. So from here, we're low, feet are outward angled, toes out. This is our duck march. It looks funny, but we're getting results. Really working the inner thighs, the glutes. Stay low. Challenge yourself to stay low this whole 30 seconds. You can do it. Whew. All right, you guys, 3 more exercises until cool down. So we're gonna go down to our mats for push-ups. So you can definitely stay on your knees here. Make sure the mat's under your knees. Just remember, you want to tuck the hips. Or you can go on the toes. Just regular push-ups for the first 30 seconds. We still have some time. And then from there, we're going to do a press-up Superman with arms and legs out. And you can still press up from the knees. That's our go. Try to breathe, even though it's tough. Here. Halfway. All right, so now we have our Superman. So shoot the arms out, and we're going to press up. When the arms shoot out, arms and legs lift together. And you could still press up from the knees if you like. All right, back up on our feet. That was our last floor exercise. Now we have those toe raises, also called calf raises. So we're going to be doing doubles first, so both feet together. If you're feeling good, you can try to max out your reps here. Hands on your hips or hands out, whatever helps you stay balanced, or you can grab a chair. All right, let's try to see how many reps we can get. Toes are pointed straight or slightly outward. Burning those calves, strengthening our Achilles tendon. Halfway. Gonna go a little faster. Five seconds. We're gonna go into alternating. So use your arms here. Whew. Really burns when you go into those single legs. Use your arms to keep you balanced. I really feel it this time. We'll stretch these calves out at the end. So side to side, trying to lift up on that toe just a little bit. Working our balance. All right, last exercise of this main set is our scissors. So remember, you can just step back to keep it low impact. Or if you opt for the higher impact version, you can scissor the legs. So you choose, do what feels right. And then from there, we have the step back with the arm raise. The last minute of hard work, and it will start cooling down. Okay, scissor or just a step back. If you're scissoring, land lightly on the balls of your feet and pump those arms. Really advanced cardio move, so pace yourself. 10 more seconds. and then step and reach. Try to keep some intensity even though you're tired. Same arm, same leg. It's our last push. Few more seconds. Whew, we did it. Congratulations. Try to keep moving. That was a great workout. So just kind of lightly march or step here. Focus on your breath more than anything. Taking some deep breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Try not to sit down, just try to keep it really light. Bringing the heart rate down. So if you feel a little soreness over the next day or two, that's pretty normal. Keep up with your hydration. It's a good idea to have a post-workout snack or meal with some protein and some complex carbohydrate like fruit, a little oatmeal. We do have circuit tomorrow at 8:30, followed by a question and answer session at 10. The Q&A is just about 25-30 minutes, and the circuit will be about 45 minutes or so. All right, so let's stretch those calves out like I promised. So we're going to step out with our heel, and then we're just going to reach and hold. So we've done this before from a scooping motion. If you can't touch the floor, that's okay. Just reach in that general direction. And you'll feel this all throughout your calf, your hamstring, into your low back. Relax your head and neck. And take a breath, coming up, and we're going to switch. And so we're going to go into that other leg. So Thursday, Friday classes, the functional fitness and circuit are typically our more challenging classes. We also have a chair strength class called Sit Strong Mondays. That's at 10. We have a chair yoga class on Tuesdays at 10, and then a mat-based yoga Wednesdays at 10. So if you need something a little less impact or something that's a little bit more modified, those are great choices as well, but you'll still get an excellent workout. And it's good to cycle through everything and give everything a try. Coming up nice and slow. If you can, interlace those fingers behind you. We're going to bend our knees and just shift the weight forward. You might feel your heart rate pick up here a little bit. That's normal. Just kind of breathe through it. So in functional, we work the legs, the core, our balance, and our cardio quite a bit. Circuit, we keep the pace going, but we're able to work our back muscles more, our shoulders, our glutes, stuff that's a little bit harder to achieve with just our own body. Coming up nice and slow, and let's just do a little backstroke, one arm at a time. Nice and easy. A few more of these and we'll be done for the day. One and two. Good job. You feel very accomplished. I'm going to turn off our recording and then